Sham no mitra, sham varuna, sham no bhavet varyamam, sham no indro brahaspati, sham no vishnu rukrama, namo brahmini, namaste vayu, tvamiva pratyak.
Depuis leur rencontre en Inde il y a près de 30 ans, auprès du guide spirituel Osho, Deva Premal et Miten se perçoivent comme un et vivent ensemble chaque moment. Issus d'une sagesse millénaire, les mantras qu'ils interprètent désignent en sanskrit un véhicule de libération de l'esprit vers un espace de conscience et d'harmonie. Alliant la force vibratoire des mantras à des compositions originales, leur musique unit des centaines de milliers de personnes dans le monde.
Shanti, Shanti.
I just remember being a little child, a little girl in Germany, and my mother or my father come in at night to sing the Gayatri mantra with me before sleeping, and they sit at the side of my bed and we sing 3 times Om Bhurvubhuvasva Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. And that happens every night. And then I would say Satchit Ananda, Satchit Ananda, Satchit Ananda, which means truth, consciousness, bliss. And I had no idea that's what it meant. And I had no idea that this was the Gayatri mantra that I was chanting, singing. And I remember asking my mom once, what does it mean, what we're singing? And she said, it's like laundry, she said. You know, for a little kid, I guess she meant cleansing, of course, purifying. But I just had this laundry image, which is totally fine. And then just in daily life, there were different mantras. You know, I would say Om I was asked to say Om every time I put something on a table, or Ram every time I switch on the light. That's mantra. And that was all through the day. And that was what my father designed for his 2 daughters, so that they will be more in the moment and more aware and more conscious, more respectful.
By the time I got to Osho, I'd done my homework. I'd lived a lot of intensities in my life, and so I was ready for something that was beyond what society told me was good. I wanted to be a rock star as a kid. I wanted to make lots of money with music. I wanted all the things that go with it. And when I got some of that, I was, help, what, you know? And then a friend of mine gave me a book, and that's where I came to Osho. And so my journey to mantras began there. Apart from that, I heard John Lennon singing a mantra on Across the Universe, and George Harrison singing My Sweet Lord, you know. These were all part of my culture. So I knew there was something, but I just didn't go east until everything went south in my life. You know, and then I went east, and then that's where we met, and that's where I began to be able to help Deva to channel this amazing gift that she'd been given by her parents. You know, suddenly when she began to sing the Gayatri mantra and chant the Gayatri mantra, everything changed. It was amazing. It was just like you suddenly saw this flower open in your life, like physically watching and being part of a blossoming in life is incredible, like we all know, and we were very blessed to have been together and to share this blossoming of healing sound.
Personally, I find the mantras, they all take me to the same space. They all take me to a silent space, and they feel like different doorways, but basically where I land in the end is where I love to be most, which is a silent space. It's a very alive and vibrant space, and
that deepens every time, at the end of every mantra.
Yeah. And that's and my joy is to share that, you know, like that's part of my, seems to be part of my mission in this life, to be able to share this, and that we can facilitate that for people to experience that together, you know. It's so the community, the sense of community, connection and love is for me as important as the meditation and the mantra and the sound medicine, you know. It's I find that sense of connection is healing in itself. We just received from our friend a photo of the water crystals. Water, just normal water, and then that water was the Gayatri. They played the Gayatri mantra to this water, and filmed took a photo of the water crystal, and suddenly it had become this incredible shape. It had such a great proof, because we love to see things, you know. And obviously we consist of, I don't know, 70% water, or whatever the number is. And when we chant, we are changing the physiology of our own bodies, because this water that's inside of us is being harmonized and restructured, and it's made healthy and fine and artistic and sacred geometry, and this is tangible. We all feel it, but it's so nice to see it also, you know. And that's why it's Sanskrit is special, because Sanskrit is an energy-based language where this is possible, where it's not a descriptive language, and that's why, especially with Sanskrit, we don't need to know what it means. You know, we just, when we utter these sounds, when we repeat them, especially because then they can really tune our beings, then it's a direct experience of the quality that we are.
The thing that I learned with Osho, with the music, is that it has to begin in silence. You know, the mantras really, they demand our respect, you know, and that's what I find that's so precious with Deva. And when she sings the mantra, there's not any superficiality there, and there's no pretension. You have to approach the mantras with great respect. They won't come to you. They're only here. They're just here. And either you step towards it and look and find, I want a mantra. I want a friend through sound. And that's what a mantra can be, you know. It can be a friend through life. And it's a friend that will never leave you. It's sound. It's potent. It's energy. We're not distant from the mantras, Deva, me and Manoj. We're in it. We're all in it.
Jaya Jaya
Sing this, we can. You know, with the mantras, they're like flowers. They all have a scent and an aroma. And just like a flower, it just sends the scent out into the universe. And that's how it is with the mantras. They have scent, they have aroma. And when we sing together, who knows where they go? So that's our musician's role. It's like to create an environment, you know, where people feel safe to open their voices, and especially men. Us men, we're a little more shy, you know, to sing, open our voices. So in this environment, we start to all sing together. And the power is not just the sound, it's the breath. We breathe together. So all my brothers, all the men, can you all stand up? That's so great, thank you so much. With these deep voices, we can chant this mantra for the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan people. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. And there's female voices with Deva. We'll stand up, shall we? Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. When we're in New York, which we go to every year for a festival over there in September, we play for an organization that takes care of autistic children. We bring the band, and they have a beautiful auditorium kind of place, and the clients are there, and their parents are there, and the caregivers are there, and together we have this healing experience, especially for the caregivers. We found. But it's incredible how the children, how the kids respond to the mantras. The staff comes every time afterwards and said, we just have never seen our children or the residents like this, that they could actually be relaxed for an hour and a half sitting, listening, and sometimes also singing themselves, and that they don't have their restlessness, they don't have their times when they freak out, you know. They just said, we just never see them like this. For me, that's again so beautiful, because they don't have any idea about mantras, why they should be working and what they're listening to, or what. They don't have any kind of belief system around it, you know, which could be like placebo. Also, we've played a few times in prisons, and that's a very strong place, you know, to share the mantras and to enter a silent space prison. And I love that. When we played in San Quentin a few years ago, one of the guys there, he came to us afterwards and he said, I've been here for 25 years, but tonight I was free. To invite the energy of mantras into our lives, it's an exploration that can happen with every out-breath, and that we remember the sound of Om with every out-breath.
And that can happen inside, doesn't have to be out loud. It's beautiful if it's out loud because then we also vibrate our bodies, through the sound, through the actual sound, our cells get charged.
Sing together this. An ocean refuses no river.
So Om is the precious jewel that we all can carry and draw energy from. Let it give us peace and relaxation. And then from there, we can go to Om Shanti, which means peace. Om Shanti, Om. See what that feels like to chant that 108 cycles every day, just before sleeping maybe. And then you can take it from there. Maybe there's a mantra that focuses on an issue that you have, that you want to, like healing, physical healing, or you want to remove energetic blocks out of different ventures that you are doing, out of certain projects. You want to focus on the well-being of those projects, or the path be cleared for them to happen in a good way. Then you have Ganesh mantra for that, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It just takes little steps of exploring. It's good to stay a little longer with one mantra so you can go more deeply into it. And if you really don't know which mantra it is, you say there are so many and I wouldn't even know where to start. The Gayatri mantra, it's the light, and the light is universal. The light lights up everything, so everything is included in the Gayatri mantra. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
When you say, okay, now I have my mantra, I will chant it every night. And if you say to yourself, I will chant it for 21 nights, whatever, every night before I go to sleep, for that amount of time, that's my commitment. And then you start to have a relationship with the mantra, you start to feel its vibration.
So things like that, little things, seeds along the way, along the daily life that will create more sacredness is precious.